say, though, the casters are ready and they are screaming to get.
Oh, okay.
So I think for us here, they are also in for a really good shot at winning this game. I think they can go toe-to-toe with a team like FaZe.
Hunk of metal there. Cautious on the advance. Oh, I say that as Perez swings out, gets rid of souls. There's the sense gone as they were deployed.
Andy could try and get in with that shield and try and feed out some information for his side. And oh, there's Cyber with the blitz. Little peek, able to take down the smoke. A good pick, but Perez, oh, that is really good from him. Takes the initiative, feeling the pressure inside a horse, eliminates the player on the door, and now Perez just has to look one way, doesn't have to worry about being flanked.
At this point, they have themselves with the gun over the shoulder. They're just going to try and slink and slow their move in on towards that default plant spot. The coverage is there on the audio. Should bet out some motion, so a bit of a pre-fire. A bit of a bait and a gamble, but 15 seconds. How much do you have left in towards that setup? There's another swing round, but Daffo gets the other shield in the meantime. And Cyber is able to find one more for his pistol. Trouble with 6 seconds and no kid at this point. You can see they've just gone for a split. They're playing on contact. One on the far left, one on the far right. No time to make it happen. Lost get the first round.
Yeah, time. Big issue there.
I mean, at this point, they're trying to find the cross angle, the shield. Knocking on the door of the breach, but otherwise they can't quite get themselves stepped in. They can't quite find the angle. There's the first. And it falls into the favor of the defenders, but it's the crossfire out as they pull the player from behind. Billiards at this point in the blinds. Rolling over the top. They're just seeing if they can make the momentum. The plan is attempted. They're finally able to finish off that player, but the C4 from underneath is able to get that security. A 3 versus 3. Gets pulled back. They've done some damage to the player below, but they have not been able to get them locked in. The 3 versus 2 on towards the site itself. And now, what can the 2 remaining players? There's a lot of time here, Demo, and they know one is desperately trying to break the way up the stairs.
Yeah, boss. Really in a bad position now. They have been able, though, to kill Handy. That's going to be Diffuser called on the ground, but Viking is there, and he can now go for the plant. See Dark below. He's going to know exactly where they're moving around. You can hear through the verts. See that they shift the plant position, but he is going to be tracked by that Dame, which is the 1v1. Things you don't want to see. Souls, just have to toy with him. Just take his time and expect that pistol to hit him. And it will. FaZe, good response. 1-1, they square it up. They're going to keep up the rotation no matter what. Cyber should be on for an easy entry, and it will be the case. That door was just barricaded right beside him, and for some reason, Daffo thought,
5 versus 3 as they swing onto Nox. Get rid of him as well, Cyber. I mean, Cyber wasn't the big hitter yesterday, but here...
Yeah.
It's sort of the change-up. And he takes a bit of damage, but it leaves just Dash alone anyway, and... Oh, this is another round that might get dismantled. Oh, no. What do you do?
Try and get this next defense on the board. See what the band... Doesn't feel as though FaZe have really got the same bite as what they've had previously. I mean, 30 seconds, they've only just got their first pick on the board. Still a lot of players that they have to go through. Still 2 smoke grenades as well from the smoke. Andy, an active ping, look at the challenge onto that bedroom door. He's just baiting out, counting his bullets. But there's the Grisbot mine. There's the effect of the trap operator of Ella. Has that impact for those quick little plays. Look at this. So KDS has went for a bit of a wander in through bathroom. He's found one, but that smoke grenade, though, is key. KDS for free. It's going to have to be an ace, but no.
See if they can put some of this pressure across. As I said, that the stretch laterally. And the attention towards Cyber on this opening engagement. Now, KDS is on the back, but it's actually Handy. Finds the first, gets rid of Daffo, and gets himself a second, but Dark and Dash get one apiece. And Perez suddenly finds one as well. Suddenly looked like it was all FaZe, and Handy looks up, and everybody on his team is pretty much dead. Vidaking's there a bit confused, but still has one more Candela. What do they do here? Obviously, they'll see if they can try and get the plant cemented. There's a lot of damage done towards these remaining players, but a very important engagement is lost out, and that's fine. The 3 versus 1, they just have to close down together. Perez doesn't need anybody else, and loss. They pull themselves into the lead, Demo.
They do indeed, and it's off the back of Perez. I mean, he's the man to go after. If you are FaZe, that's the player you want to take down.
Dash has obviously taken a lot of damage, but nobody else has been caught as of yet. However, we're probably hurtling in towards that first engagement. Actually, say it, and there it is. Nox gets on towards Cyber. Souls get Staffo right back. They have the cross. They have some attention, but Handy slips round, gets one. Caught out on the camera.
They could just try and flood in. There's the one C4, but it gets shot. It doesn't blow. So KDS is going to live. A quick swing from Nux, and two of them line up. Oh my, a triple kill. It's in, though, to the 1v3 for Viking. A 1v2 now. Dash, though, on such low HP, as I mentioned earlier. If he can isolate the kills, and he does so. Dash has to try and tuck his way in. The shotgun comes in, he baits it. Viking, a 1v3.
Time will tell. Let's see and set it back to our casters for demo.
FaZe. Just got to try and hold on, lock it out, and the sort of expecting somebody to try and meet him, but they haven't taken the bait. However, demo, they haven't really taken much.
No. Oh dear.
Oops. It's at the bait.
Not in favor of Lost. Cyber, he's on a sliver of HP, but he's still alive. That's the main thing to keep in mind. And oh, there goes the foreign gadget. It's going to just slow down Nux. So that's the power of the Razor Bloom. You get that effect, and it's just a lineup for Viking. Even takes down Cyber too. Handy with a cleanup. Oh yeah, shaking ahead. His HP for it. Also a guy in the breach needs to be careful of, but Cyber don't care.
Smokes and two Candelas and a flash. Boy, howdy. We're allowed so many things for our utility push in the final 10 seconds. It plays in towards their favor, and that helps. There's one. There's two somehow. Oh, the life might have been saved there. Souls is going for the swing outside, but now they know where he is. He's so safe on that plant on the opposite end, and they're just going to surround and hound him, put the pressure on. And he survived it fine, but it's a post plant, and he doesn't survive it very long. Perfect. Slightly further down. Close, if they can get themselves 3 points, or even sort of 2, they'll jump up pretty decently. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the best way of starting. There goes the Deimos. To a Solace that's out there for an adventure.
Want to try and give away another pick. However, they have been able to get 2 picks back. There, Perez again. Always the danger man for this Lost side.
The door of the hospital room. They're going to see if they can try and swing close. There's a bit of fire that pops them out, but Nox is able to do all the damage towards Handy. He was lost a bit, blinded in and amongst this. Army crawls to safety, but his teammates are dying around him. Leaves just Souls and Handy, but now both of them. Oh, that's 4 for Perez. And as the shield slips their way in, they got time to play with.
A performance that can just carry your team to victory. You have to drop typically onto an open wall with feet holes, which is obviously pretty difficult to get your way in through that side of the map. That's why you don't really see the split take. I do say that, though. Dash is looking for a bit of a backstab, though, up the Eagle stairs.
There goes one. Daffer takes a bit of damage. They can't quite get the doors in. More explosions, and the explosions are on the side of FaZe. Cyber. Well, he was tired of waiting around. Steps out, gets a couple of kills, and peels his way back. Perez obviously had a great game so far. 12-6 with a propped up 4K not too long ago. If he can try and get one better the following round here, but well, with the time left, we're not going to see it. Instead, we'll see our first flawless of the game. Such a step back in towards all of it. Now as they've... Yeah, the Candelas are popping. They're trying to hunt on the back of it. There's a trade out. And he gets one, but it's taken almost immediately back. At least was cleanly over the top. And it's a bait, but it's a lot of time. And the smoke can't quite save his life. But Viking takes someone else as he does save his life. I was wrong. Shows up. And gets caught out. It's saving Private KDS right now, but they can't quite get it. A 3 versus 2. The play on towards map point. What a scrappy way to get here.
Well, it's down to Cyber, down to Viking. He's the 2 top performers right now for FaZe. Cyber, the shield in many circumstances. If you can shield break him and stop him from fishing through, shotgun at distance. Takes down the Deimos, and yeah, the Blackbeard now, the 1v2. Where's he gonna go as long as they don't give him the individual 1v1 engagements? That is a great time to swing that ram, so you would assume probably the exact same take from Lost. They're gonna want to try and gain upstairs control. Oh,
not how they wanted this demo and how hard they're fighting for the top.
With Blackbeard, very low HP. FaZe also has 3 of the Razor Blooms still in his pocket, deliberately to be used on the shield. And Blackbeard very easily get picked off by one of them. FaZe deals with dash, and now it's a 2v4.
Looking at confidence restored and looking at an exhale more than anything, but with the shield and Perez, they're just trying to find a route in. 20 seconds though. And a C4 is the full stop. Handily hand that one over. And we have FaZe.
Welcome back, JP, to your segment of the show, Everyday Live at the end of every matchup. Good to have you in here to have a quick little chat. And I want to talk to you first about the choice of Fortress and kind of the starting side. Are you guys on the first half on the attack? How do you feel that was? Were you expecting the map, and what were your plan against Loss?
Fortress is one of the maps that we are working to make a stronger map for us, because it was a map that since the kickoff we lost a little bit of the confidence we have. I mean, it wasn't a bad map for us, but during kickoff and during SI, it was one of our best maps, and we are working to make it back again. So we test the map today. I don't think it was a strat problem that make us struggle, honestly. But yeah, it was a test, and it was good to see what we have to improve. Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys initially were one of these teams that, I feel you guys are really innovative, and you were ahead of the meta when it came to that map. You really set it. You were one of the early adopters at SI. Do you think that a lot of teams have caught up to it, and so your job is trying to make sure that FaZe stays on top of the game and stays ahead of these teams?
I agree. In the SI, we were one of the teams that are creating the meta of the map. Yes. But right now the meta is established, so like the best teams, they know how to play each bump site, dominate each position, the takes. So the difference between the teams who know how to play the meta is like the ones who commit less mistakes. And Luz is a good team. Don't take them to granted, because they were at the major, and we weren't communicated properly today, and we entered to the game a little bit like not complete attent, so it happens, and we got punished. So yeah.
I think there was one key moment where everything turned for FaZe. It was the tactical timeout. I feel like this was such an important moment for you guys in that BO1. At that moment, you're like 4 rounds versus 5. The last few rounds, Los have won them. And then something was said. I don't know what was said in that timeout, but the attack after, or the defense after is flawless. And then after that, you win 3 rounds straight in a row, you win the match. Can you tell us more about what was said in that timeout? Because I need that magic.
Yeah, honestly, it was just Rafa pulling a little strategic adjustment, but was not a big out of deal. We just like wake up a little bit on the game.
It's crazy to think that just like one good tactical insight can just reignite the whole team to just lock in.
Rafa is like the greatest coach at the moment, so the man's a beast.
Hey, you take a moment just to kind of reset and be out of the game, right? And just talk to one another in those moments. And it shows that even with teams that you'd see as the best in the world, there are times where things get difficult and you have to just take a second to breathe. Is that something that you'd give as a piece of advice to any up-and-coming team or anybody out there that's kind of trying to learn how they can add these things to their routine as coaching or playing?
100%. Like you have your mind in the right place during the games is one of the best things that you can do. Like the game is, is a strategical game, but you have to be with your mind in the right position to play. Because if you get nervous, you forget like the strats, and you play a little bit earlier, a little bit later, you're lost. It's like when you're in the highest level of the game, there's likely details make the difference. So having your mind in the right places, like one of the best things you can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much, JP, for joining us yet again for another interview. FaZe remain undefeated. Congrats on all 3 points. Have a good night, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
The only team that is undefeated, and props to Perez because he said it in the interview yesterday. Anytime I play FaZe, I will deliver, and he delivered today, double digits, best player and best stats of the game despite losing. So overall, what a great showing from him.
After how many years, Leo, of competition? How many years of watching professional Siege? You still discover new things and see new stories coming up. But I will tell you, there has been a constant through all of those years, and that is FaZe, and that is Cyber and Vita King, our MVP for this matchup.